They say Tokyo never waits for anyone. The trains do not pause for grief. They do not care if your heart is full or empty. They simply arrive and depart and arrive again, indifferent as the tide. Yuki Harada had grown to love this about the city. Precision, predictability, no room for surprises.
3 minutes. The 7:06 is always 3 minutes late on Tuesdays.
The headphones had been a gift from herself on the day she decided she was done with noise. Done with people who played music at the wrong tempo. Done, she had decided, with warmth that eventually turned cold. And now they were teetering on the edge of platform 9.
Daijoubu desu ka? Are you okay? Sorry, my Japanese is... Gotcha. I got them.
You speak Japanese like you learned it from a drama.
Guilty. Winter Sonata had Japanese subtitles. I watched it 17 times. Is that weird to say to a stranger?
Winter Sonata, the Korean drama that had swept through Japan like a quiet storm in the early 2000s. Bae Yong-jun's face on every magazine, on every woman's heart who had forgotten how to want something soft. Yuki's mother had wept at the finale. Yuki had refused to watch it. She had been 22 and very certain about things.
My mother watched it 17 times too.
No, really?
The train arrives. The 7:06, exactly 3 minutes late. The doors open, the crowd moves. Neither of them does.
Oh, I missed my train.
So did I.
In Japan, missing a train is not a small thing. It is a crack in the schedule of the day, a pebble in still water. Yuki felt the ripple spreading outward. 7:06 missed. Meeting at 9 o'clock now tight, the coffee she had planned between. And yet, she sat, which surprised her more than anything.
Can I ask, what was playing in your headphones when I crashed into you? When someone crashed into you and I intervened?
Schubert, Impromptu in G-flat major.
Schubert, G-flat. That one sounds like memory, doesn't it? Like trying to hold water.
Are you a musician?
Composer. Film scores mostly. I'm here for a documentary about Hallyu, the Korean wave, which is perhaps why I quote drama titles to strangers on train platforms.
Hallyu, the wave that had come to Japan before Yuki had been ready for it. Her mother, sober and reserved her entire life, had become a different woman for one winter. Softer, more open, weeping at fictional men who remembered their loves across years of amnesia. Yuki had resented it, in the way young women resent their mother's longings. Now she was 28. She understood more than she wished to.
Why does a Korean man want to make a documentary about how Korea affected Japan?
Because my mother came to Japan in 1998, before the wave, when it was not easy. She stayed 12 years. She listened to Japanese music to fall asleep. She always said she wanted to go back, but she never... It's a long story.
I work at a record label. We archive Korean artists, current ones, classic ones. If your documentary needs music clearance, I know people.
Is that a professional offer, or are you being kind to me?
I am always professional. The next train is the 7:21. Don't miss it.
She did not tell him her name. He did not ask. The 7:21 carried them in the same direction, in different cars. 8 minutes of parallel tracks before their lines diverged and Tokyo swallowed them both. Neither looked back, but both, in the same moment, pressed their hand flat against the cold window glass, as if steadying themselves, as if the train were moving faster than expected. Her desk held 3 things she never moved: a photograph of her mother, a metronome she never wound, and a promotional copy of a Korean drama OST from 2002, Winter Sonata, that a client had sent as a gift and she had never opened. She set her headphones beside it, looked at it for a long moment.
Hello. I got your number from your label's website, the Music Archive Department. I have a business inquiry about Korean music licensing. My name is Seo Jun-ho. I also wanted to ask your name, professionally.
Harada Yuki. My mother named me after the snow in that drama. She never told me until last spring.
The female lead in Winter Sonata. Her name was Yujin, but the snow was everywhere. I think your mother had good taste.
She did not say thank you. She said, "My calendar is open Thursday." She did not know, as she wrote, Seo Jun-ho /Thursday/2 p.m. in her perfectly organized planner, that his mother's name had been Yujin, or that she had died in Osaka the previous winter, alone, listening to Schubert, or that the documentary was not just a documentary. It was a letter, and somehow, impossibly, it had been addressed all this time to a city he had never visited, a woman he had not yet met, and a piece of music that sounds like trying to hold water. Yuki had prepared for Thursday the way she prepared for everything, meticulously and slightly too early. She had pulled every Korean catalogue from 1995 to 2005, arranged by label, then by year, then by genre. Because if a man was coming to discuss music licensing, she would not be caught without the right answer. She had done this for every client in 6 years. She told herself this was no different.
13 minutes.
I walked from Shinjuku. I thought it would take longer. It didn't. Is early worse than late? In Japan, I feel like early might also be wrong.
Early is fine. Sit. You're dripping on the catalog floor.
This is... How many years of music is in here?
41 years. My predecessor started it. I maintain it. The Korean catalog runs from 1993. What specifically does your documentary need?
The Hallyu period, roughly 1997 to 2004. The music that crossed over. Not just the famous titles. The ones that arrived quietly. The ones that played in Japanese households before people admitted they were listening.
Before people admitted they were listening. She thought of her mother, volume low, headphones on in the kitchen at 11 at night. She had assumed it was NHK radio. It was never NHK radio.
I have those. There's a section we call the quiet imports, things that were never officially licensed here. They circulated through other means.
Can I see them? They had been talking for 47 minutes. She had not noticed. This was itself extraordinary. Yuki noticed everything, including the passage of time, especially the passage of time. But he asked questions the way musicians listen, completely, as if the answer were the only sound in the room.
What's this?
Anonymous donations sometimes come with personal items. We archive everything. It's probably a photograph. Some donors included them, context for where the music was heard.
May I open it? Inside the envelope, a single photograph, black and white, slightly water-damaged at one corner. A Korean woman in her mid-30s stands before a traditional Kyoto Machiya townhouse. She wears a long, dark wool winter coat. Dark wool, wide lapels, a single silver button loose at the throat. She is not looking at the camera. She is looking up the street, as if expecting someone who has not yet arrived. On the back, in small Korean handwriting, "봄이 오면 돌아올게요. I'll come back when spring comes."
Where did this come from?
Osaka, the label says. 2003. Why?
어머니. This coat is... My mother's coat.
The archive held 41 years of music. It had been holding this too, without knowing.
The Osaka donation, 2003. There were 3 items: the cassette, the photograph, and this.
Inside a second box, a cassette tape, unlabeled except for a handwritten track list in Korean, and beneath it, a small folded note. One line in Korean. 이 노래들이 따뜻하게 해주었어요. 누군가에게 전해주세요. And beside it, in pencil, in a different hand, in Japanese, these songs kept me warm. Please give them to someone. She had translated it herself years ago when the donation arrived and no one else in the office could read the Korean. She had written the translation in pencil, lightly, as archivists do, to leave room for correction. She had thought nothing of it. She had filed it. She had not thought of it again until this moment, standing 3 feet from a man whose mother had written those words.
She wrote this in 2003. She was in Osaka in 2003. You translated this.
Years ago. I didn't know. I had no way to know who.
I know. May I listen to the tape?
The music that came out of the speaker was not what either of them expected. It was not a Korean pop song or a drama OST. It was a piece of Schubert, the Impromptu in G-flat major, recorded live in what sounded like a small room on a piano slightly out of tune. And then, after it ended, a Korean woman's voice speaking quietly into the recording. Not singing, just speaking, as if leaving a message.
She's saying, I found this piece in a Japanese music store. I don't know the name. I learned it myself. It sounds like what I feel when I think about going home but cannot go. I'm recording it so I don't forget. If I forget the feeling, I'll forget why I stayed. That's her voice.
The piece she found in the Japanese music store. It's the same piece I was listening to on Platform 9.
What are the odds?
I don't believe in odds. I believe in archives. Things don't disappear. They wait.
He looked at her as if she had said something he had been trying to say for a year. She looked at her own hands, which were folded on the table, very still. She had not cried in 3 years. She counted. She was not counting now. She was listening to a woman she had never met, speaking quietly into a tape recorder in Osaka in 2003, saying, "If I forget the feeling, I'll forget why I stayed."